Hydroelectricity or hydropower refers to the conversion of energy from flowing water into electricity. It is considered as a renewable energy source because the water cycle is constantly renewed by the sun. In the past, hydropower was used for mechanical milling, but today, modern hydro plants produce electricity using turbines and generators, where mechanical energy is created when moving water spin rotor on a turbine. This turbine is connected to an electromagnetic generator, which produces electricity when the turbine spins. Dam is one of the forms of generation of hydroelectricity. This is a typical hydro plant, which is a system with three parts: an electric plant where the electricity is produced, a dam that can be opened or closed to control water flow, and a reservoir where water can be stored. The water behind the dam flows through an intake and push again in a turbine, causing them to turn. The turbine spins a generator to produce electricity. The amount of electricity that can be generated depends on how far the water drops and how much water moves through the systems. The electricity can be transported through long-distance electric lines to homes, factories, and the business. Apart from that, there are several ways to generate electricity other than the conventional hydroelectric power plant. Tide power is a form of hydroelectricity that looks very promising. The basic gist of how tidal power works is this. Tidal power is a result of the moon and the sun's gravitational influence on the ocean. Height differences between high and low tides create tidal current in the coastal area, and this current can be strong enough to drive turbines. In terms of energy generation, until now, hydropower is the largest contributor to all renewable energy sources and accounts for 6.7% of the world electricity production. In addition to that, it provides almost 1/5 of the world's electricity. Hydropower has several benefits. Hydropower is an abundant, low-cost source of power. For example, in the United States, hydropower is produced for an average of 0.85% kilowatts. This is about 50% the cost of nuclear, 40% the cost of fossil fuel, and 25% of the cost of using natural gases, which is really cost effective. It is also a flexible and reliable source of electricity compared to other renewable options, as it may be stored for use at a later time. Dam reservoir can also be helped with flow control via reliable water supply. Currently, there are 12 countries are 100% reliant on hydropower, and it also produces a large share of electricity in 65 countries and is used at some level by more than 150 countries. Russia, Brazil, China, Canada, and United States have the largest hydropower generation capacity. Especially for United States, more than 60% of the electricity made in Washington State is produced by hydroelectric facility. Compared to among other fossil fuels and nuclear energy, hydroelectricity is much safer. There's no fuel involved other than water, that's it. Generating electricity with hydro energy is not polluting itself. The only pollution occurs during the construction of these massive power plants. However, there are still be some concern with hydropower, particularly large dam facility. Damming a river has a significant impact on the regional ecosystems by flooding upstream landscapes, disrupting habitats for wildlife, blocking fish passage, and often displacing local community. In addition, dam failure can be catastrophic, further disrupting landscapes and claiming the lives of those living downstream. Finally, hydro plants are not completely free of greenhouse gas emission. As with most forms of energy, carbon dioxide emission occurs during construction, particularly as a result of large quantity of cement used, and loss of vegetation in flooded area creates methane, another greenhouse gas as a matter decaying underwater. However, despite of the disadvantages that have been mentioned above, hydroelectricity is still the best energy source in the world.